I'm just going to say this. This is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard, one of the most uneducated things I've ever heard. It's quite shocking to see somebody that has been in the industry this long state something like this, because Scott is not even close. He's not even in the same ballpark as this. It's utterly ridiculous.
Well, I don't think Steve agrees with Scott on that one. I'm Danny Hatcher, expressing my coaching journey, contributing to the coaching conversation. Don't be a passive consumer, share, comment and subscribe to stay involved. So if it wasn't clear from the intro clip, Steve called out SCOTT Herman. If you don't know who these two people are, they are both YouTube fitness influencers. So in this video, I'm not going to go over the disagreement they had. If you want to see that, have a look at the videos down in the description below. It is quite interesting to listen to. What I am going to do is focus on the critique itself. That might sound a little bit weird, there's drama going on and I'm not going to talk about the drama, but what I do want to address is something Pure Bullfit spoke about previously, which is about the ability to critique each other within the industry. Now you might have seen my previous video on my critique and Athlean X. If you haven't, have a look at the video linked up there. I think I've got that right. And the reason I'm going to talk about critique is because without critique, development doesn't really happen. Now there are loads of people out there giving you information, and if you only listen to one person, well, stupid. I think you're missing out on a lot of information. If you listen to one person, you might get that person's view, but what if they're wrong? If they are right, that's great, but if they're wrong, or if they misinterpret something, you will misinterpret it as well. As a consumer of information like yourself, I watch loads of YouTube videos, podcasts, and read literature. I know it's boring, but to get a synthesis and a true understanding of what is going on, you need critique. And unless you're going to watch all YouTube videos, listen to all podcasts, and read every piece of academic literature, which ain't nobody got time for that. Good luck with that. You will need to work out a way of who to listen to and why you should listen to them. So what are you supposed to do as a consumer? Well, if you are a practicing and active coach, sometimes just do it! You just need to go out there and do it with the information that you have and learn from your experiences. I've done that myself. Sometimes it's worked out, other times not so much. But for the majority of people that are looking at information, you need a healthy level of skepticism, which is where critique comes into it. Let me explain a little bit. So I'm going to use YouTube Fitness as an example, and from what I've seen, there are a handful of channels that are critiquing other channels. On the other hand, there are hundreds and hundreds of channels giving loads of information out, whether it is academic information, scientific information, or their own anecdotal experience of health and fitness. Basically, there is not enough people critiquing, on YouTube anyway, all of the information that is out there. So you as a consumer need to be able to critique and skeptically look at what you hear, what you read, what you see, otherwise you're just going to take it in and that will be that. This is one of the points I want to try and reinforce within this channel. I say at the beginning, don't be a passive consumer. Actively think about what you're hearing and what you're watching. Like right now. Are you just listening to me and going, yeah, that sounds good, I'll do that? Or are you actually going, I don't think I need to do that? If you are, that's your choice, but at least you are being skeptical of what I'm saying to you. So I'll ask you, what are you thinking? Listen to this video right now. Why am I listening to him? Why should I listen to him? Should I listen to him? What's his research? Where's his backup? Are there people that disagree with him? Are there people that agree with him? What else is out there? These are questions that I think you should be asking yourself every time you watch or listen to something. On the other hand, if you are questioning me, nice. So what I urge you to do whenever you look or read up or want to learn something that is educational, don't leave your brain at the door. Make sure you engage your brain when you're watching or listening to content and think about what you're doing, what you're reading, what you're listening to. So for me, what I try and do is make sure that if I've heard someone say something, I try and find someone else that says the same thing. If you can't find someone else that agrees with what they say, don't be a passive consumer. Ask the person, ask the content creator, where did you get that? How do you know that? How can you prove it works? Why did you say that? Ask them, get a conversation going so you can learn yourself. Obviously you can comment on the video, you can send people messages via their social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, different groups. You could even make your own YouTube video critiquing what they've said. That's one of the reasons I'm doing these videos, so I can get critique on my opinions, on my views and on my philosophy. Now, I know this one is boring, but you can look at the literature. I know some of it, if you're outside of university or outside of academics, some of it is inaccessible, but see what you can find on places like Google Scholar and PubMed. Just look at the abstract and see what their conclusions are. So be skeptical, use your brain, don't be a passive consumer, and contribute to the conversation. Leave a comment down below of your opinions and your views on whether you should be skeptical or not, and I'll see you next time.